Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
And thank you for being here with us. Great to have you. 888-900-3393. Pat Unleashed on Twitter. And we'll give the whole lineup of all our socials a little bit later on. Big news. Seems like a day doesn't go by without big news, but the Durham report was released yesterday. Special counsel John Durham concluded that the FBI should never have launched a full investigation into connections between Donald Trump's campaign and Russia during the 2016 election.
Well, then.
According to a report compiled over 3 years. 300-plus page report also states, this is interesting, that the FBI used raw, unanalyzed, and uncorroborated intelligence to launch the Crossfire Hurricane investigation into Trump and Russia, but used a different standard when weighing concerns about alleged election interference regarding Hillary Clinton's campaign.
Shocking, right?
Who saw that coming? Everyone. Well, except Democrats. The special counsel, however, did not recommend any new charges, of course, against individuals or wholesale changes about how the FBI handles politically charged investigations, despite strongly criticizing the agency's behavior.
Yeah, the FBI actually said, we've already made changes in-house. We're good. We've already fixed everything, so...
Oh, sure they have.
Leave us alone. We're fine over here.
You believe that, right? Based on the review of Crossfire Hurricane and related intelligence activities, we conclude that the Justice Department and FBI failed to uphold their important mission of strict fidelity to the law in connection with certain events and activities described in this report. In other words, they went after him because they don't like him. Mm-hmm. They hate his guts, and that's why they went after Donald Trump and alleged that he was some sort of Russian operative. It's pathetic. And there should be charges, but there's not going to be. House Judiciary Committee Chairman Jim Jordan announced that he's reached out to the Department of Justice to have Durham testify this week. Will anything come of this? No. I don't think a single thing will.
These are treasonous actions.
Yeah.
Quite frankly.
Pretty much, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Right up to the way they covered up the Hunter Biden laptop story in 2020. I mean, this is election interference far and wide.
Not just the Hillary Clinton thing, but the Hunter Biden situation.
Yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah, I did appreciate a couple of notes here from Sean Davis, who went through the Durham report. He wrote, Durham concluded that the lies about Sergei Milian, which were one of the pillars of the bogus Steele dossier, were seeded in their entirety by Fusion GPS. Specifically, Fusion employee contract Nellie Orr, who is married to Obama Department of Justice official Bruce Orr.
Jeez.
The FBI knew the Steele dossier source, Igor Danchenko, claims about Sergei were lies, which is why they never tried to even corroborate, as you mentioned, those. And yet the FBI still put the false allegations in multiple illegal FISA warrant applications against Carter Page.
Incredible. It's incredible.
You know, yesterday it was...
And how does nothing come of it?
Right. Yesterday we talked about the border. And we're not a serious country. Today we're talking about what they did to Donald Trump and attempted to do.
The president of the United States of America. And they just went after him because they disagree with him politically. Outrageous. And they don't go after people like Hillary Clinton and Hunter Biden that they agree with politically. And the FBI should be the furthest thing from a political organization that we have in this country.
I mean, listen to this quote from the Durham report. Neither U.S. nor the intelligence community appears to have possessed any actual evidence of collusion in their holdings at the commencement of the Crossfire Hurricane investigation.
Jeez.
I mean, we're going to pay our taxes. We're going to still just go to work like everything's normal and fine in this country. I mean, this is...
It's hard when you think of it that way, where you're paying taxes to support this
corrupt government, this illegitimate government.
Yeah. It's It's difficult to take.
Mm-hmm.
It really is.
Yep.
And
but we will, and we'll hope that our elected leaders, Jim Jordan doing what he can, to get Durham in front of the Congress next week. But again, like you say, and it's completely accurate.
Nothing's going to come of it.
What's going to come of this?
Nothing.
No heads have rolled. No heads will roll. It's just going to be business as usual. And a week from now, nobody will be talking about this on either.
Probably not
the
even a
left or
week,
right.
Keith. I'll bet you by Thursday, where it's gone, it's out of the news cycle.
Frustrating as hell.
Oh yeah. Now, will things change if we get an executive branch change? If a Republican is elected president and they get control of both the House and Senate? I doubt it.
Yeah, I know.
I doubt even that would do it. The Republicans would be like, well, let's just move on now. What do you say? What do you say we let bygones be bygones? We'll just move on now, okay? Let's move forward. It would hurt the country if we were to prosecute. Well, let's just move on. That's what they'll do because that's who they are. Whereas Democrats, man, they would sink their teeth into this. They wouldn't let go until there were prosecutions.
Even if it was completely fabricated out of whole cloth like this.
They've proven that.
Just like this, exactly.
They've proven that. And they beat that drum for years. The Russian collusion, that's all we've heard for the last 7 years. Russian collusion. I can't take it. It's unbelievable. Donald Trump, of course, responded on Truth Social, as you may expect. His first tweet was one word: treason.
All right. I like
with
it.
3 exclamation marks.
All caps, baby.
And then the crime of the century.
Oh, well, okay. Now that's...
But he said he screamed that a little bit quieter.
Yeah, only one.
Because it was only one exclamation
That's a good point. I will agree with him on the treason. The crime of the century, and Saints fans can agree that it was the 2018 NFC Championship.
Yes.
When the Rams
that was pretty bad.
Pass interference wasn't called.
That was pretty bad.
That was the crime of the century.
Yeah.
Treason, I'm on board with you, Donald Trump.
Absolutely on board with that. Wow.
That's terrible, man.
I mean, he's got every reason to be absolutely pissed out of his mind. And this can do nothing but help his chances for the nomination in the GOP. People are going to say he was wronged last time. Let's get him in there again and see what he can do. And that's probably what's going to happen. I mean, he is so far ahead right now. It's still really, really early. You got a year and a half before the election, but
wait, are you saying it's probably going to happen? The nomination or the election to the presidency?
The nomination. For sure, the nomination.
Right, because the election to the presidency, as we know, has already been determined. So probably the nomination, though. I'm with you.
Yes, but the nomination, it's going to happen. Mm-hmm. We'll see about the presidency, because I don't know.
Yeah,
Republicans have got to be paying attention this time. And if it's okay to harvest votes, then you better start harvesting votes. You better start going around gathering votes from old people who are Republicans and bring them down and dump them into these ballot boxes. I mean, if that's the game now, you better play it.
And it's probably going to take more than 81 million votes this time.
Yeah. I'll bet it is. I'll bet it is. All right, 888-900-3393. Even CNN pretty much admitted that there was nothing there. There's no Russian collusion. What are they going to say now? Well, he just didn't do his job. I guess that's what they could say about the Durham report. He's just a Donald Trump sycophant. I guess you could claim that, but. They're in a position now where they've been beating that drum for 7 years now, and then the report comes out, and there was nothing to it. Now what do you say? Oh, okay, well, never mind. That's not good enough. But here's how CNN responded to the release.
Now an investigation that's 4 years in the making, and we finally have the conclusions, more than 300 pages released by the Justice Department. Now it has now been transmitted to members of Congress who also are going to want to bring John Durham in to review some of the findings. But the bottom line is this. The investigation found that the FBI failed in many, many ways, things that we already knew from a previous Inspector General report, and I'll read you just a part of it, of John Durham's conclusion. He says, based on the review of Crossfire Hurricane and related intelligence activities, we conclude that the department and the FBI failed to uphold their important mission of strict fidelity to the law in connection with certain events and activities described in this report.
Huh. That's interesting. Where's your mea culpa, CNN? Given all of that you just said, where's your, hey, we're really sorry that we dragged him through the mud for the last 7 years. Really sorry about that. We were talking Russian collusion the whole time, and we were wrong. Where's that?
Yeah, and we learned Peter Strzok said that, I guess he told a London FBI employee, I read something yesterday, where he said right after they opened Crossfire Hurricane, he was quoted as saying, Peter Strzok, you remember him, testified in front of Congress, crazy face. There's nothing to this. Yeah, there's really nothing here. I swear these people suck so bad.
Oh, my.
But keep in mind, the FBI knew exactly what the Clintons were up to.
Yeah.
And did nothing at all.
Nothing. And Jake Tapper added some more for CNN.
Regardless, the report is now here. It has dropped, and it might not have produced everything of what some Republicans hoped for. It is, regardless, devastating to the FBI, and to a degree, it does exonerate Donald Trump.
To a degree, it
baby steps
does
Pat. Baby steps.
Exonerate Donald Trump.
They're getting there.
To a degree.
They're getting there.
To the nth degree, but it is to a degree.
Yeah, we're there almost. Not quite. He wanted to badly, but he just couldn't quite say
Jake Tapper hates Donald Trump so badly that he's trashed any journalistic credibility he once had. And I think he did have it. I think he had credibility years ago. We used to talk about that all the time, that he was fair to both sides, that he was tough on both sides. I mean, that went right down the drain.
I do think
Donald
it's
Trump.
fair to say with Jake Tapper specifically, he is no fan of Joe Biden. He has constantly called him out on his racial lies about, I was there marching in Selma or wherever the hell, I don't know.
Yeah.
He has called out Biden's ineptitude in Afghanistan.
Right. But he has a deep seated hatred for Donald Trump.
I agree completely.
And don't forget what Obama said in 2016 about how this Justice Department would be absolutely fair and by the book.
Right. This is Obama 2016. Remember, this is Obama. He knows what's happening behind the scenes.
Of course
to
he
Donald
does.
Trump. He absolutely knows. And he also knows that they're refusing, as he's saying this, they're refusing to go after Hillary Clinton. Even though they know some of the stuff that she's been doing through the Clinton Foundation, through the illegal foreign contributions to her campaign. He knows all of this.
Sure.
And yet he says this with a straight face back in 2016.
Can you direct the Justice Department to say Hillary Clinton will be treated as the evidence goes, she will not be in any way protected?
I can guarantee that. And I can guarantee that
sure.
Not because I give Attorney General Lynch a directive. That is institutionally how we have always operated. I do not talk to the Attorney General about pending investigations. I do not talk to FBI directors about pending investigations. We have a strict line and always have maintained it, previous presidents.
Just to button this up.
Just button it up. Do it, Chris.
I guarantee that there is no political influence in any investigation conducted by the Justice Department or the FBI.
Sure.
Not just in this case, but in any case.
And she will
full stop.
In any
period.
case.
And she will be treated no differently.
Guaranteed. Full stop.
Full stop.
Nobody gets treated differently when it comes to the Justice Department because nobody is above the law.
Even if she ends up as the Democratic nominee.
How many times do I have to say it, Chris? Guaranteed.
Wow.
And that's...
I don't know. Say it until somebody believes it, because no one does. And it wasn't true, obviously.
He's so good at lying.
Oh, my gosh.
So good at lying.
He's one of the great liars of all time. Because he is convincing in his speech pattern. Biden is not.
Right.
let me tell you about the Birch Gold Group. You know, inflation does have consequences. And as the Fed continues to raise interest rates to combat out-of-control government spending, long-term bonds have diminished in value, crippling banks. We've seen banks go out of business. Depositors are holding their breath, and investors are just bailing on bank stocks. So, diversification has never been more important. The recent surge in gold is directly tied to the extreme market volatility right now. That's why gold has historically been a great hedge against the stock market and against inflation. Now would be a great time to diversify into gold with Birch Gold Group. They make it easy to convert an IRA or an existing 401k into an IRA in precious metals. All you have to do is text PAT to 989898, get your free info kit on gold. Go through that. Read all about it, figure out if it's right for you and your portfolio. They'll help you convert your existing IRA or 401k that's right now tied into a volatile market, and they'll convert that into an IRA in physical precious metals, gold and silver. And it's tax sheltered, which is the best part of it. So text PAT to 989898 to claim your free info kit on gold today. They have an A+ rating with the BBB. They have thousands of happy customers and countless 5-star reviews. Birch Gold, that's who you can trust to protect your future. Text PAT to 989898 today.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
Somebody who also needs investigating, Joe Biden. Yesterday, Marjorie Taylor Greene reassured us that the whistleblower who has gone missing is safe and sound.
Oh, good.
Why would the whistleblower fear for their lives, ma'am?
Because this is a very serious situation. It's not a game. Everything we're talking about involves a lot of money and the most powerful position in the world, the presidency of the United States. And I want to be very clear with everyone watching again today. Our whistleblower that brought us evidence that leads directly to Joe Biden, that Joe Biden took a payment from a foreign national in exchange for foreign policy favors, that whistleblower is not lost and they are safe, but they do fear for their lives. That whistleblower came through us, thankfully, through the help of Senator Grassley. So that is a fact. That is the truth. But other whistleblowers, yes, they are missing. They're either in court, they're in jail, or we cannot talk with them at this time because they can't be found. This is a very real situation that we're talking about, and our investigation is so important, Steve, that this will bring down the President of the United States. And I want to let everyone know something. We're going back to the Treasury Department today at 1 o'clock because we have more financial records that we have to review leading to the Biden family and Joe Biden himself.
Wow. Her statement, this will bring down the President of the United States.
I appreciate that.
It's powerful.
Yeah, confidence.
Yeah, I like the confidence. Not sure I believe it.
Well,
we'll see.
I'm not sure I believe anything anymore, Pat.
That's the thing.
We'll see.
We hear stuff like this, and then nothing comes of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
Let's see if I can find this tweet from a Pathead. Yeah, here it is. Holy smokes, 1776 just tweeted out. When it comes to the Russia collusion hoax, I just need to know one thing. Who is going to jail? Because if nobody is held accountable for this election interference, I'm about done voting and wasting my time. I mean, a
lot of people are going to feel that way.
Sure.
But we can't let that happen because it's too critical to get these Marxists out of office. These corrupt Marxists. Of course, is there any other kind of Marxist other than corrupt? I don't think so. Then she went over to the Treasury Department to take a look at some more documents that apparently incriminate the Biden crime family.
All right.
Today we're going in for our second trip into the Treasury Department. There's well over 2,300 pages to review, so we've got to go back in and read more of these SARS reports on the Biden family. And these reports have been here for years, and they extend for quite a few years, multiple administrations, and no one's done a thing. But it's time for oversight Republicans to do that.
Yep. Wow. I mean, she's pretty adamant and pretty fearless.
Yeah.
I mean, the crap she gets from the left and the mainstream media is overwhelming, and a lot of people would just shut up as a result of it. And it hasn't shut her down at all. She keeps doing it, which is fantastic.
I mean, that's how you know who to, I don't know, I guess, keep an eye on the most on the right, is the ones that are constantly gone after by the left.
Yes.
And she's that target.
Oh, definitely.
You know,
and
her and Matt Gaetz.
They hate her guts. Yeah, Matt Gaetz is another one.
Yeah. And if you recall, one of the things, I believe it was Matt Gaetz specifically, one of the concessions he got to vote, to help McCarthy become speaker was we're going to get a church committee. We're going to go through the FBI. We're going to go through the CIA. We're going to go through these government branches, and we're going to see where the abuse is, and we're going to bring them back down to earth. I'm waiting for that to happen. I hope that when John Durham goes in front of Congress next week, that's the start of that process. We'll see. But it's just frustrating as hell. I mean, you've got so many clear and obvious violations of the Constitution and our rule of law and our sacred elections. It's like if this news cycle comes and goes and nothing comes of it, God.
I know. It is so frustrating.
That's where you would bleep words right there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I just it's madness, man.
Well, it's understandable. The tweet we got from 1776. It makes you feel as if you've got no say in the government, which is exactly how they want us to feel. Like we've got no say, nothing we do makes any difference. They're in control. Just leave it alone and give up.
Yeah, and I've said this before, kind of in passing, and with the news of today, I mean it more than ever. It's so cute that we think our votes matter anymore. I'm serious. I mean, it's just frustrating as hell. I don't even know how you look your kids in the eye anymore and say, hey, this is America, land of the free. And ugh, really? Okay. All right. Cool.
It does feel that way.
Frustrating.
Meanwhile, the IRS has been busy. They removed the entire investigative team from its multi-year tax fraud investigation of Hunter Biden.
Here we go. See?
And a whistleblower who raised concerns about the handling of the case is claiming the move was clearly retaliatory. Oh. Okay, good.
Not my U.S. government.
No, it's hard to believe this would be the case. New York Post said the whistleblower's attorneys told Congress that the removal was on the order of the Department of Justice.
So Joe Biden's Department of Justice is telling Joe Biden's IRS, which
back off.
Shouldn't be, but it is, to back off of investigating my son.
Yep. I mean, of course, because he didn't do anything wrong, right? His son didn't do anything wrong.
I'll be sure to vote.
Yeah.
It's coming up.
There is something personal that's affecting you. Your son, while there's no ties to you,
there's no ties
could be charged by your Department of Justice. How will that impact your presidency?
How would that impact your
First of all, my son's done nothing wrong.
Nothing wrong.
I trust him. I have faith in him. And it impacts my presidency by making me feel proud of him.
That's awesome.
So with that, it is not a stretch to believe that he told everybody to back off. All right, get off Hunter. Get off of him right now. Okay, Mr. President. This is not going to be a good optic, but okay. Yeah, he doesn't care about the optics. He'll get enough cover from the mainstream media, from CNN, MSNBC, and the rest, that it won't matter. It just won't matter.
I'm going to be your nominee for president. I'm still the head of the party. So get in line. Plus, I think the funniest thing from that clip is the fact that he said that he was proud of Hunter. He probably hasn't said that with a straight face since Hunter was 8 years old, maybe.
Yeah, probably.
That was cute, though.
Uh-huh.
That was believable.
It's adorable. I mean, what's not to be proud of? We've got so much evidence of the wonderful actions of Hunter Biden. If it was my son snorting coke off the belly of a hooker while he's nude and also performing other crimes on video, man, I'd be bursting with pride. Bursting.
I swear, I want nothing more. Well, that's not true. I don't want to say it like that. I want so badly for RFK Jr. to be the Democrat nominee.
Oh, that'd be great.
But when and if that happens, don't you dare, GOP, let Joe Biden right off into the sunset. I don't care if the guy is in hospice on a freaking breathing machine. I want his ass brought to trial for all of these crimes. I want him to rot in prison. I want him to finish his days on this earth behind bars for all of the crap he's done to this country.
I mean, keep in mind, Peter Schweitzer wrote that book years ago. It's got to be at least 10 years ago, where he called Biden the most corrupt politician in American history. And everybody's like, wait, what? Where are you getting that? And now we start to see the evidence of it. Now we're seeing that, yeah, this has been going on for a really long time. This guy has just been left alone to do whatever he pleases and make all the money he wants on his salary of, well, when he was in the Congress, of $174,000 a year. He's become a multi-millionaire. Huh. How'd that happen?
By betraying his country.
Yeah.
Time and time again, betraying America. That's how.
And receiving money from foreign operatives in exchange for is
legislation
and policy changes. I mean, it's treason. So, be interesting to see what comes of it, if anything.
Now, would you want all of the Obama administration officials and Joe Biden, would you want them all to have to share one big cell or solitary confinement for all of them? Which would you prefer?
I prefer solitary confinement, I think, yeah.
I kind of want them to get on each other's nerves for the rest of their lives. Just in a little, 8x8.
Yeah. Well, if it's an 8x8 and they're all in there together, that might be better. Yeah,
right?
Yeah, I like that. Speaking of Joe, he was asked about the border yesterday, too, because that's been fine. I mean, we're stunningly fixed on the border.
That's cool. Wasn't even nearly as bad as people predicted, I hear.
All these lunatic predictions of what was going to happen, completely out of line. And here's what he said.
Okay.
Things are going at the border, sir.
Much better than you all expected.
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
I think. Pardon me?
Do you have any plans to visit the border?
Not in the near term, no. No, just be disruptive, not anything else.
Disruptive.
Yeah, sure.
I mean, look at him just laugh. It's so fine when it's better than you guys said. No, I'm not going down there. Be disruptive. Are you kidding me? Yeah, because what's one more body, though?
Right.
Honestly.
Right.
You got so many coming across.
He couldn't care less about the border. Couldn't care less. Doesn't involve him. It's fine that other people's property is being destroyed and American cities are in complete chaos. It's fine. He doesn't have to deal with it. In fact, he refuses to deal with it. Meanwhile, the assistant DHS secretary said it's too soon to know how well things are going.
Oh, okay.
I think just in general, as I mentioned at the top, we recognize that there is a historic number of people, displaced in our hemisphere. And so, we,
displaced,
believe that it is too soon to draw firm conclusions.
I don't know how it's going. It's too soon.
Oh, man.
Too soon.
That's true in part because, the predictions of 750,000 illegals coming across the border. I mean, maybe that wasn't going to happen all at once. It could happen over time. And not much time, but in the next month, be interesting to see what happens at the border.
Yeah, and the perspective that we're going to get from a flashback from Jay Johnson, former DHS Secretary under Obama.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, boy, that's fun coming up.
Coming up.
Pat Gray Unleashed.
A few tweets here. Libtard-phobic tweets. Wish I could spend millions of dollars of taxpayer money to tell everybody what they already know. Fury and energy. I can't wait until Republicans get arrested for ballot harvesting in the upcoming election cycle. I'd hope then the right as a whole would fully understand rules for thee, but I know we won't. Jay Ford. Every time Republicans have the opportunity to do the right thing, they find an excuse not to.
Yeah, look at that. Right along that line. Lumbee IT department tweet. Republicans make threats, Democrats make promises.
Exactly. Call it like I see it. McCarthy also promised us all the J6 footage. Can't let that go for sure. We got to keep on that. David Cullup. If Hunter has done nothing wrong, why would Joe be telling the DOJ to back off? If there's nothing there illegal, investigate away and clear our names.
You're not doing anything wrong, right?
Right. Yeah, I don't care if they're investigating me. I'm not doing anything wrong. All right. Also, we were speaking of the border and that the border is secure, and we all know that. And there's nothing wrong at the border at all. Here were here's shots of illegals lined up at the Brownsville airport yesterday with all the government-provided cell phones in hand.
Let's go on a trip.
So great.
Yay. Who paid for those government cell phones?
We did.
Isn't that fun?
Yeah, that's great. So where are they going to fly them?
You don't want to know. I know exactly where that specific group was headed.
Oh, you do?
Yep. It's about 5 minutes from here. It's called the Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport, Pat.
Oh, my gosh. So they're just flying them here
to
the interior of Texas and letting them go.
See ya. Have a good day. We'll see you in April or May of 2027.
Well,
if you're given a court date at all.
Yeah. Or 2035.
What now?
As we're finding out now. Yeah. Some of the court dates that they're promised to come back are in 2035.
I don't like it.
Why even bother? 12 years from now? Are you serious? Nobody's going to remember.
We're not going to be a country at that point. Let's put it that way. So, I mean, it's going to...
You might as well just set them loose and tell them do what you want, because they're going to be so established in the country after 12 years that it would almost be ridiculous for them to show up to their court date. It's almost silly.
You'd be lucky if a judge shows up to that.
Yeah, you really would.
Oh, wait, are we still doing those? Oh, crap. Okay, I haven't done one of these in a long time. You said somebody actually showed up? All right, I'll get down there. Come on.
Who's going to? I have to admit, I wouldn't show up 12 years later.
No.
You know that everybody's forgotten about it by then.
Okay, and then take your chances. Are they going to come and find you? Because Democrats will be out there and many Republicans saying, all right, look, they've been here so
a long time.
Come on.
They got here in 2023. What are you going to do? Send them home now?
Right? Come on. They've established their life here. Let's help them, stop living in the shadows.
Right. They were here. They asked for asylum when they got here. And, really, we've given it to them for these last 12 years. Let's just continue it. They don't need to show up. We're in a great position right now.
It's good, right? It's fun.
It's good. It's really good. Governor of New York State isn't looking forward to the influx of illegals in her state.
That's been so fun seeing the left freak out about.
It's, again, one of the most brilliant political maneuvers of all time from Governor Abbott.
Yeah. In fact, my daughter, who goes to college here in the state of Texas, she was given an assignment. What is one of the biggest victories for Governor Greg Abbott, and what is one of the biggest defeats? And far and away, easy answer on the biggest victory was the busing immigrants across the country.
No question. It's helped others feel our pain.
Yeah.
They definitely feel our pain. Here's what Hochul said yesterday.
Well, Reverend Al, hearing the numbers going down is good news, but it's small comfort to us because the word we're getting is that the majority of these individuals who are crossing, and still high numbers, are coming to New York State. And we already have over 61,000, over 40,000 housed in New York City. They're bursting at the seams, and Mayor Adams is doing the very best he can in a difficult situation. We have stepped in $1 billion from the state budget I just enacted. We also are giving legal help to people, and now we're in the position of trying to help find places for these individuals. I asked the federal government to give us emergency funding. I'm asking for federal installations, like military installations, to help out. Let us have a large field and operations. We can put up the tents. You're going to start seeing people living in tents, not just on the border, but in the streets of New York and across New York State, because we've reached a breaking point.
Yeah, you have. Hey, welcome to our nightmare. Yeah, there's absolutely no awareness that we in the Southwest have been going through this every day for 60 years.
Yeah. And she said that the state of New York just budgeted $1 billion. Well, congratulations to you. The state of Texas allocates $3 billion every year, and we've been doing that for quite a long time. Never mind the infrastructure. Like all these people that are landing in DFW, they're going to be sitting out there using our roads and sitting clogging up traffic, going to schools and hospitals. And maybe not schools, as you saw. There was nothing but men. There was one woman out of like 24 guys standing in line there.
Yeah.
But the hospitals, everything's going to be used. The cost calculated with that. I love how Eric Adams yesterday said, look, when I came into office, that we were a sanctuary city. That's the law. There's nothing I can do. So we're going in front of a judge to try to get that basically tweaked or thrown out or whatever. Like, I love that they have been forced to face what we have been going through for decades.
Yes.
Oh.
And a mere 61,000 extra people have supposedly thrust them into a chaotic emergency situation where they're crying for help from the federal government. Help us. We can't do this. Again, welcome. And maybe now you have a tiny bit of understanding.
I hear you have a lot of empty office space, right?
I've heard
Manhattan.
that. Yeah.
So that could be somebody's new home.
My gosh. Just to, put a finer point on what this is all about and the realization that is starting to sink in with the left. Let's do a flashback that's kind of making the rounds. Obama's former DHS Secretary Jay Johnson talking about numbers at the border. Check this out.
My staff will tell you if it was under 1,000 apprehensions the day before, that was a relatively good number. And if it was above 1,000, it was a relatively bad number, and I was going to be in a bad mood the whole day. On Tuesday, there were 4,000 apprehensions.
2019.
I know that 1,000 overwhelms the system. I cannot begin to imagine what 4,000 a day looks like. So we are truly in a crisis.
2019 crisis. Remember, he said over 1,000 is bad. This was over 4,000. Right. What are we at today?
A day. Over 10,000 a day.
We're not a serious country, Pat.
Man, it'd be a really bad day for Jay Johnson if he were still in office. The guy would just be continually in a bad mood. And I hate to see that.
Yeah.
You hate to see that with these officials.
You sure do.
Again, they're just getting a small little taste of what Texas and Arizona and New Mexico and California have been dealing with for decades. And they don't like it, by the way. They don't like it. So they're going to Daddy Joey and begging him for help. It's, again, a brilliant political move.
Yes.
Let me tell you about Preborn. Got to take a minute, have a heart-to-heart talk with you. If you're able, place your hand over your heart. You feel it? I know I can.
Let me see.
That's your strong heartbeat. That reminds you you're alive.
Oh, cool.
The same for an unborn baby. The heart begins to form at conception, and at just 3 weeks is already beating. At 5 weeks, a baby's heartbeat can be heard on ultrasound. That's where Preborn steps in, rescuing 200 babies every day from abortion simply by providing a mother with a free ultrasound and allowing her to hear her child's heartbeat and see their perfectly formed body in the womb.
Yeah, and this audience in particular, thank y'all so much. We're waiting for the final numbers to come in.
4 ultrasound machines.
We know at least 4.
So far, at least.
I'm waiting to hear back. I sent an email yesterday. You guys are incredible with your generosity.
Now, we only had like a day and a half for the 5th one, but who knows?
We'll see.
It may have happened.
Mm-hmm.
Now, keep in mind, by 6 weeks, eyes are forming with the baby. Wow. By 10 weeks, a baby's able to suck his or her thumb. Preborn needs our help to save these precious souls. For just $28, you could be the difference between the life or death of a baby. They're 80% more likely to choose life once they see the ultrasound and hear the heartbeat. To donate, just dial pound 250 and say the keyword baby. That's pound 250, keyword baby, or donate securely at preborn.com/Pat. That's preborn.com/Pat.
Pat Gray, Unleashed.
Welcome. I don't know what it is with the beer companies. I guess they don't want you drinking their beer anymore.
I'm picking up some of that.
Yeah. This is just craziness. Okay, you got the trans thing with Bud Light. And they're suffering still greatly. I mean, their sales are down at least 26%. And maybe more by now. But then we find out Miller Lite did this ad back in March of this year for Women's History Month or something.
That's what it is.
This is incredible. It's only surfacing right now.
I'm guessing Miller Lite wishes after the Dylan Mulvaney thing that this had stayed hidden from view.
But it didn't. Here's the ad from Miller Lite back in March.
Here's a little known fact. Women were among the very first to brew beer ever. From Mesopotamia to the Middle Ages to colonial America.
Pause it for a second.
Women.
Wait a minute. Women were among the very first to brew beer?
Okay,
They weren't the very first, which means you have one alternative. It's either a woman or a man who first did it.
When you say it like that.
What do you mean they were among the very first? I can't believe it. All right, here's more.
That's a stretch.
Doing the brewing. Centuries later, how did the industry pay homage to the founding mothers of beer? They put us in bikinis.
Pause it for a sec. Did they put you in bikinis, or did you get yourself into a bikini because you wanted to make the money for the ad you're doing for Miller Lite or Budweiser, whoever it was? Okay, were these women forced into bikinis at gunpoint? I don't think so. Jeez. All right, there's more.
Look at this wild. It's time beer made it up to women. So today, Miller Lite is on a mission to clean up not just their but the whole beer industry's
See, she keeps saying the word.
Miller Lite has been scouring the internet for all this and buying it back so that they can turn it into good for women brewers. Literally, good
We got it.
You ask? Ladies, take it away.
First, we turn the bad into compost.
Pause it for a second. By the way, not only are these women not in bikinis, they chose the frumpiest attire they possibly could.
Yeah, they're in the field.
The least attractive women in the least attractive attire and in your face.
Yeah.
Okay, we're going the exact opposite here.
They're going to turn the beep into good beep.
Exactly.
So dumb.
Play the rest of this.
Push out beautiful fertilizer. That good helps farmers grow quality hops.
Yeah.
Which is then donated to women brewers to make their own really good
But there's definitely more out there.
Your beer
in your attic,
tastes
in the
like
garage, in your parents' basement. Send any you got into Miller Lite, and they'll turn that into good too.
Oh, did you hear that? They just solicited for you to
So here's
send
to
them.
women, because without us, there would be no beer.
All right.
Without women, there would be no beer.
Okay.
All right.
So they
stick that up your rectum, men.
I mean, I heard. God.
Wrecked him.
Yeah.
Darn near killed him.
Darn near killed him. So, I mean, they said it plain as day. Send them your beep.
Yeah. So send them your stuff.
And then let's just take a look here because somebody did the legwork for us here on Twitter when I posted that yesterday. They actually posted the Miller address if you would like to send them.
Oh, good.
Stuff that you find on the internet, right?
Well, they want it, so send it to them. They're going to turn it into good stuff.
Good stuff.
That to me is worse than the Bud Light thing.
Yeah?
I mean, that's an in-your-face. We don't want you drinking our beer anymore, man. Stick this up your rectal cavity. That is insulting.
Yes, it is.
Jeez. What is it with these corporate... Well, it's the ESG thing. That's what it is. Everybody's got to go for ESG points. And so, good for you.
Okay.
Let's hope that really scores big for you and your audience. Who is drinking your beer?
Well, nobody now.
Nobody.
The choices are getting more and more limited.
And the fact is, I'm going to continue my boycott against Miller Lite. I'm not drinking any at all the rest of my life.
Wait a minute.
Same with Bud Light.
Wow.
Yeah.
You are taking a stand.
I am taking a stand.
That's Miller Brewing Company. If you want to send them your beep so they can turn the bad beep into good beep.
Is it a Milwaukee address?
Yeah, it's Miller Brewing Company, 3939 West Highland Boulevard, Milwaukee, Wisconsin, 53208.
Send them your shiz because they want it. You know, the bad stuff, though.
These corporations.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know. I would love to see the brainstorming sessions.
Me too.
And just see them in there giving each other high fives and, oh, yeah. And then we could just bleep the bad word 400 times and make it more effective.
And they'll say, well, that was for Women's History Month. Okay, what are you going to do for Men's History Month? Oh, okay. That's right. It doesn't exist.
Yeah, I hear you over there, member of the patriarchy. Calling for your own.
Every month is Men's History Month.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Every month is White Men's History Month, too.
All right. Thank you. Yeah.
Be clear.
That's agonizing. Again, I think that's worse than the Bud Light thing. It's just a direct in your face.
Yeah.
You're just spitting in the face of people who drink their beer. What are you trying to prove there? Oh, agonizing.
So you're going to start drinking IPAs now? Is that right? Or Coors? You're going with Coors, right?
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
You know, I think I'll stick to water for the most part.
Okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were more of a Guinness guy.
No.
With your Irish roots.
888-900-3393. More Pat Gray Unleashed coming up.
Pat Gray is here on the Blaze Radio Network.
Some tweets here from Pat Unleashed on Twitter. Dan the Man tweets, is there a possibility that all of this, we're going to look into all of this and read these financial reports and bring him down and blah, blah, blah is all theater? All of these bombshell reports and nothing?
Nothing. Yep. That's business as usual, right?
Crab Monster 2. Guys. They have their government iPhones, so they'll totally put that court date on their calendar. No way they miss it. Right, because you got the reminder on the phone.
Yep.
And so that alarm will go off 15 minutes before 2035 arrives. Don't forget your court date.
So the illegals are going to be working in a meat plant in central Nebraska, and they're going to have to show up at the immigration court
in Brownsville, Texas.
15-minute notice.
Yeah. That's great. That's great. From D. Jarvis, 2035, good luck. Cow farts will kill us all by 2031. Ooh, that's a good point.
Yes, really, that's our escape hatch.
Really good point.
On all these problems.
The real Cat Daddy tweets, why would 60,000 new people crush New York? More than that have left the state for other places.
That's a great...
Very true. Way more than that.
Let's see. New York. Yeah, how many people have they lost? Do we know?
It's been a lot. I know a lot. A huge exodus from New York to Florida for one place.
Yeah, so there's plenty of room.
Yeah, there should be a lot of room.
Plenty of room.
Yeah.
What are you complaining about? You should want them there.
I'm sick of the whining.
Yes. Yes.
Suck it up and welcome them with open arms. What do you mean an emergency? You don't have an emergency?
Honestly, what I'm hearing is racism.
Thank you.
From Democrat leaders in the state of New York.
Xenophobia,
and
racism.
Right. So they, in fact, they have been saying we want people to move up here. Remember this? Like they were like, hey, it's better here or whatever. Because people have been moving to freer states. So now people are. Are they just not your kind of people? You don't like brown-skinned individuals?
Sure sounds that way, doesn't it?
Holy crap.
It sounds that way to me.
You racist, xenophobic freaks.
Huh.
Huh.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
I thought better of you, New York.
Wow.
Really did.
Well, that's your first mistake.
Yeah, I know. I know. 888-900-3393. Yeah, these stories are always fun. Written about on blaze.com is this opinion piece. Karl Marx suggested in the Communist Manifesto that the proletarians have nothing to lose but their chains. Little did he know that one day an anti-capitalist would lose his overpriced coffee house.
Oh,
hate to see that.
Doesn't sound good at all.
The Anarchist is a leftist establishment in Toronto that touts itself as an anti-capitalist, anti-colonial cafe, shop, and radical community space on stolen land.
What a loser.
It was run into the ground by a self-described anti-capitalist from Vancouver who liberally utilized the hashtag abolish work and be gay, do crime.
What?
That's a weird hashtag be gay, do crime.
Yeah, I don't know what would come up if I did a search for hashtag be gay, do crime, but we're going to find out.
The establishment sold at a profit anti-Israeli literature T-shirts depicting police being hanged and propaganda pieces promoting LGBT terrorism. Extra to inciting materials, its owner routinely peddled hatred and bigotry on the cafe's Instagram page. In one instance, the owner, Gabriel Sims Fewer, wrote, wishing the Pope, the Catholic clergy, and the Canadian government the centuries of suffering and death that they have ever given the world. Oh. Okay. So he's not a fan of Canada, but he lives there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to see these Canada-loathing people because, that's a space that's not that full right now.
That's true. That's true.
You need some more people with a deep-seated hatred for Canada.
Yep. Yeah, you could be a trendsetter.
He wrote, when Queen Elizabeth died, the owner again wrote on the cafe Instagram page, the Queen was blank, some expletive, I would say S-H-I-T perhaps, and should have died sooner.
Oh, man.
Beautiful.
This guy is a winner, I can tell.
Little over a year after opening on private property, the Anarchist, run by Gabriel Sims Fewer, announced that it could no longer hack it in the real world and would be closing its doors May 30th.
Sounds like a pillar of the community that they just lost. And that stinks because you hate to lose good people in your town.
When you've opened a for-profit business and yet you despise capitalism and are trying to bring it down, I'm really surprised it didn't work.
I would really hate to see this guy sell this property that he owns. He should just give it to the Native Americans that used to.
He's on stolen land from in the first place.
So now's a good chance to make good. Do your part, bro. Give it to the Lumbee tribe or somebody like that.
So bizarre. Sims Fewer, the white male son of a middle-class private school teacher in the world's 8th richest country, indicated that the cafe was true to its anti-capitalist branding in at least this regard. It failed because it was unable to raise capital.
That's fun.
Unfortunately, the lack of generational wealth / seed capital from ethically bankrupt sources left me unable to weather the quiet winter season.
Listen, this guy is such a loser.
Despite failing, SimsViewer claimed that his cafe had been a huge success.
Okay, well, that's a lefty's twisted view of success, obviously.
SimsViewer concluded his admission of failure by writing, F the rich, F the police, F the state, F the colonial death camp we call Canada. The colonial death camp that is Canada.
Yeah.
How often have we railed against that? So often.
And that's a phrase that doesn't get used often enough.
No,
Again,
it doesn't.
What is it again?
The colonial death camp we call Canada.
Now, I would buy a T-shirt like that from that guy.
Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. It'd have to be in small print because that's a lot.
Yeah, you don't want too many words.
The anarchist was roundly ridiculed by conservatives and fellow travelers alike at the time of its original debut. One critic noted, the owner is a rich white guy from Vancouver who opened up a coffee shop in a low-income neighborhood. Another wrote, nothing says anti-capitalism like charging $10 for a cup of coffee.
I think we figured out why you didn't make it, man.
He sold espressos for $3.75 Canadian, lattes $5.25, cold brews for $4. For the Marx and Engels, a piccolo latte, he charged $4 per beverage. Despite stating, I hate how everything in specialty coffee is so inaccessible to working class people and inhospitable to everyone but the white upper middle class, he acknowledged on his website that he had to keep prices high enough for him to keep the business open.
What if I went in there and I said, bro, can I just get a cup of water? Like, what would he offer me? Something.
What do you and your family do to cut back on plastics?
We have recently switched to drinking water bottles out of water out of when we have water bottles.
When you have water bottles
out of a plastic, away from plastic towards paper
box,
like drink box water bottles, sort of things.
Water bottles.
Awesome.
Sort of things.
Sort of things.
Brilliantly put by Justin Trudeau.
That is far and away my favorite Justin Trudeau
it's so great.
Clip ever.
And, of course, that's the head of the death camp they call Canada.
I mean, it is a Marxist country. He should feel right at home.
He should, but...
our friend
from
at the coffee shop with the...
That is closing on May 30th because he can't quite make it.
What a loser.
Oh, my gosh.
He should donate that land. I want to see an Indian tribe taken over right now.
Yes. What's the predominant tribe near? Is it Toronto?
Is that where he is?
I think they're in Toronto.
Okay.
So we should look for the predominant Indian tribe who used to own that land and give it to him. Just hand it right over to him. Love to see him.
Let's see here.
Do something.
Yeah,
like that.
It's time for the. Let's go with Chippewa.
Okay.
There's a lot. It looks like a lot. But that's the one that I can
Chippewa.
pronounce. Okay. Hand it over to some Chippewa tribe and call it done. And then you'll have done your part, sir.
Perfect. We've settled the whole thing for him.
We are helpful.
Yeah, absolutely. We're nothing if not helpers. We've been talking a lot about AI lately. Last week, Glenn had a guest on who said we have about 12 to 18 months before we lose control of AI.
We can put that genie back in the bottle, man.
It's going to start outsmarting us in 12 to 18 months.
That's cool, right?
And what's great about this is they have the, what is it called? Chaos GPT, where they programmed it to destroy humanity. And they're trying, so it's trying round the clock. They don't shut it down. They just keep it going until it accomplishes its goal, and its goal is to kill us all. All right.
But again, you got a good 12 to 18 months. What do you need?
Yeah.
What do you need,
And we're kind of staying ahead of it right now, and somebody sent us their interaction with an AI unit.
Oh, okay. I like these. These are fun.
These are fun. So, not me, but the person who sent this in. Do you have access to my location? AI. No, I don't have access to your location.
Fair enough.
Me. Where am I? My AI tweets or says, I'm sorry, but I don't have access to your location information.
Okay.
Me. Okay. Are you lying? My AI. No, I'm not lying. I don't have access to your location information.
Oh.
Me. Where's the closest McDonald's? My AI. There's a McDonald's very close to you. It's located right on Yonge Street in Tonawanda. Wait.
Hold on
but
now.
you don't have access to my location.
I don't get.
That's a great.
We're still
example.
Slightly smarter than AI for the next 12 to 18 months.
Yes.
Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Please.
So
Please don't kill us all.
AI can lie? Fascinating, isn't it?
Busted, though.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Just
have to ask it where the nearest fill in the blank is, and then.
And it did. How'd you know where the nearest is if you don't have access to my location?
What a stupid AI you are, man! You're so dumb. Don't play this segment back a year from now, because we don't want the AI, the evil overlords, to hear us when we're talking smack a year before.
Oh my gosh! Let me tell you about Eden Pure thunderstorms, because BOGO is back. You buy one, get one free. Eden Pure is having their famous BOGO deal on thunderstorm air purifiers. When you buy one thunderstorm, you get one free. No matter how many you buy, you get an equal amount free. So you buy 2, you get 2 free. You buy 5, you get 5 free. Thunderstorm will completely eliminate any odor, even the worst odors like pet odors, cigarette smoke, urine, dirty diapers, and cooking odors. Why is it that I get hung up on that almost every time?
We all have those words, man. You know, it'd
cooking
be easy
odors.
if you just said, "Look, if you have a guest named Jeffy that were to come over, hypothetically, you got to plug in about. You got to get the buy one get
5. You're going to need them. Now's the time to order. Eden Pure's buy one, get one free sale is this week only, so make sure you take advantage of it. And seriously, these are so easy to deal with. There's no filters to change ever. If I can install this, anyone can, because here's how easy it is. You take it out of its box, and you plug it in.
Hold on. You lost me.
Really? Should I
on.
go slower? You
Yeah,
take it
say it again.
out of its box.
Okay, got it.
Then, step 2.
Step 2 was?
Plug it in.
I got this.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Easy. It's so easy even a Keith can do it.
Yes. If we can do it, because I am the worst when it comes to repair and fixing things and putting things together. If I can do it, and if Keith can do it, anyone can. Just go to EdenPureDeals.com. Use the discount code PAT. EdenPureDeals.com, discount code PAT. Shipping is free. And this week only, it's buy one, get one free. So the Durham report is out, and even CNN admits it exonerates Donald Trump. And also treated Donald Trump differently, in a bad way, than Hillary Clinton. Or certainly Hunter Biden. So, big news. Trump treated the word treason in response. And he's got every right to be mad. Plus, he just lost that lawsuit for $5 million, and he's appealing that verdict. But he, in the meantime, has been exposing his bogus accuser, E. Jean Carrol, and showing some of her past tweets.
Oh.
Which are fascinating.
This is fun.
In a post that Carrol made on Facebook in August 2012, she indulged her sexual fantasies by pondering the question, would you have sex with Donald Trump for $17,000? Even if you could, A, give the money to charity, B, close your eyes, and he's not allowed to speak. What?
And this is the lady who accused him
of rape.
Yes.
Or not rape, but sexual abuse of some sort.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what a victim she is.
Total victim, right?
So that's fascinating. If you had been raped by this man,
right?
Do you then tweet out, would you have sex with him for $17,000? If you had been raped by this man or sexually assaulted in some way, would you then announce that you're a massive fan of his show?
Oh, certainly.
The Apprentice?
She didn't do
Apprentice?
that. She didn't do that.
Yeah, she did do that.
Oh, she did
She
do
did.
that.
Yeah. She tweeted out, too many good... Oh, she put this on Facebook, actually.
Okay.
Too many good TV shows on Sunday night. My God. What do you watch? She then answered her own question by declaring, I'm a massive Apprentice fan.
What?
Huh.
Wouldn't you be sick to your stomach whenever you saw the guy
would
you
think.
were...
Yeah, you would think.
Okay.
Back in June 2019, E. Jean Carrol sat down for an interview with Vanity Fair following her accusations against Trump. The article paints Carrol as a complete lunatic who painted her trees outside her log cabin.
Yeah, I've seen this video. It's really dumb.
She traveled the country with her blue-dyed poodle.
Yeah, she also painted the rocks in the stream outside of her home blue. She's certifiable.
That is so bizarre.
And she proudly displays, see, here's where I painted my beautiful rocks. And then the trees, I think her reason was, I don't know, I just felt like painting the trees blue. She's nuts. I mean, there's no other word.
Yeah.
She's nuts.
Wow. She also named her cat Vagina T Fireball.
Of course. I mean, like, to quote Jeffy here, who among us hasn't had a cat named after a female body part?
She admits in the interview that Donald Trump did not rape her because she did not want to identify as a victim and did not want to give him power. She described their alleged confrontation as a fight. The other thing she said, which was so bizarre, was that she couldn't describe it as rape when women who were trying to cross the border illegally had been raped. Okay. I'm not sure I understand the connection there. Trump has denied, of course, the allegations, called her a whack job. That seems to be a really fitting description for this woman. In 2015, she tweeted, how do you know... Okay, this was in the middle of maybe all the Me Too stuff. And she tweets, how do you know your, quote, unwanted sexual advance, unquote, is unwanted until you advance it?
Right. Isn't that another thing Jeffy always says?
Yes.
I mean, you gotta at least ask.
Right.
I mean, she just made...
Right. She made that point.
So, okay, I'm just...
The same year, she asked Twitter followers, any ideas on how to dominate a man? And included a link to an article she authored for Elle magazine called Ask E. Jean.
Ask E. Jean. Oh, yeah. I got so many of those dog-eared.
I really want her thoughts on any number of subjects because she's clearly got a ton of wisdom. She also claimed to have gotten sexual tips from her dog.
Oh no. No.
She said, sex tip I learned from my dog.
Oh, I don't want to know a follow-up. No.
When in heat, chase the male until he collapses with exhaustion. Then jump him.
This...
Okay. Trump shared another tweet from Carrol that was tweeted out in 2014, which read, there is no such thing as a slut, only sexual geniuses. Interesting. She also wrote, it's not the most beautiful woman. No. It's the woman who makes the least mistakes who seduces the most men. Okay? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Then there was this from 2013. A chap is not a mind reader. Show him what you like, or he will soon regret he even has a penis.
See what this woman is...
So weird. So weird. And The Apprentice thing is very, very strange.
Yeah.
I don't believe if somebody sexually assaulted you that you'd be a fan of theirs afterwards.
Yeah, the least sexual tweet or post on social media is the one that's the most damning.
Yeah,
like,
I think so.
Why are you posting this?
Right.
If this guy did what you say he did to you, how are you watching this? You're saying it's a great show, and you, and then she's also posting the thing of, if you could have sex with Donald Trump,
would you for $17,000?
What a weird number, too.
Yeah. Yes. It is. I don't know. It's amazing.
Boy, he
is right about how bizarre she is, though.
She's not all there, man.
No, she's not.
No.
Just strange stuff. And yet, somehow, that lawsuit went in her favor.
Surely that can't stand.
I hope not. Because nobody saw it. There's no witnesses. There's no proof. There's no evidence. There's nothing. She's got nothing. And he's presented quite a case that she's just off her rocker. Hello.
Right.
Wow. All right. 888-900-3393. We still have some tweets we didn't get to.
Yeah.
I got about a minute here, so we'll get to these. Conservatarians tweets. Liberal leaders and progressive politicians need to assess their commitment to their sanctuary city process.
Oh, yeah.
If you're a sanctuary city, then provide sanctuary.
Mm-hmm. The end.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then
Full
he goes
stop.
on to say that if you're not, then help us seal the border.
Yeah, thank you. High Plains Stranger, steps to destroying humanity is to place Democrats in office and then push abortion and trans issues until we either kill ourselves or are unable to reproduce.
Oh, the chatbot GPT would do that, yeah. Uh-huh.
That would do that.
Uh-huh.
And from Shackelford, FJB, in 1 month, Miller Lite and Bud Light have caused more people to stop drinking than AA has in 88 years.
That's so true. Or just drinking other stuff.
Yeah.
But no, I see your point. That's a very good one, too.
Yeah. I don't know why these beer companies are turning on their customers like that. I mean, is it really rocket science to figure out that most of your customers are probably men? Weird. 888-900-3393. More Pat Gray coming up.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
And yet another piece of political maneuvering. The Biden administration might be halting their plans to move Space Command to Alabama because of the state's abortion law.
Oh, shut up.
So they've got to be punished because they want children to live. Bastards. Why?
I mean, there's got to be a penalty for wanting babies to live.
Are you kidding me?
Mm-hmm. Everything's a trade-off. Am I right?
Oh, yeah. You're right. Some defense and congressional officials believe the White House is laying the groundwork to halt plans to move U.S. Space Command's headquarters to Alabama, in part because of concerns about the state's restrictive abortion law. Man. The belief is that they're delaying any move because of the abortion issue, said one official. Another said, this is all about abortion politics. The White House directed the Air Force last December to conduct a review of the process that led to the Trump administration's decision to move Space Command's headquarters from Colorado to Huntsville, Alabama. The review was ordered up in the months after Alabama's law banning nearly all abortions, including in cases of rape and incest. And when that went into effect last summer, they started to back off of plans to relocate to Alabama.
Okay. Well,
yeah, because they want babies to live. How dare they?
Again, everything's a trade-off. You know?
Yeah.
You want babies to live, then
we're
going to take.
You're going to be punished.
Yeah, you're going to be punished. Yeah. Marxists, man, they are so petty,
aren't they? Though. And for some reason, again, I still can't figure out the abortion situation. I don't know if there's massive money in it. It just feeds their death cult. It's hard to get your head around why it's so important to them.
I think go with your first instinct, which you've always said, it's just a death cult. Mm-hmm. The radicals on the left, if the end game is death, then that's the side that they're on. So
yeah.
Well, I don't know. I'm thinking about maybe relocating my tax dollars away from Washington, D.C. after today's show.
I would love to do that.
I'm taking that under advisement. We're gonna
relocate my tax dollars to my bank account.
Blue Ribbon Committee
would be nice.
Get back to you on that one, Washington.
Now you wind up in prison for it, but
you know what? Whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Also, some tweets here. Neighbors. This is from Nana. Nana tweets, neighbors say this is Juan Ca Tran Pham chasing a woman in a Fairfax neighborhood.
Oh, this is just the video, yeah.
This is the person who was chasing people with a bat, right?
Yep. So this guy ended up going to a congressman's office in Fairfax, Virginia yesterday.
Chasing him around with a baseball bat.
Well, he was looking for the congressman who was at the Capitol and did end up injuring 2 staffers. But here's before he showed up at the congressional office, district office.
He was doing this.
Play the video here. And look at that. He's chasing a neighbor with a bat. This guy's insane. Oh my gosh. So the guy's nuts.
Yeah.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Oh, and this continues. But
so then an hour after this, he assaulted the 2 congressmen. The staffers at least, with a baseball bat. Okay. Wow. He's nuts. Can we please get a 3-day waiting period on purchasing baseball bats?
Oh, wow. That's a good thought.
Nobody, unless you play baseball, nobody needs a baseball bat.
Yeah.
What are you doing with a baseball, an assault bat like that?
Okay. No, I like this. So, because after you do that, you could limit how many bats, because you can only use 1 at a time. Am I right?
You're right. Yeah.
Can we get serial numbers on bats?
We should. You should have to register your bat and go through an extensive background check. Really should.
This is good.
Yeah.
This is good.
I mean, you can't just willy-nilly walk into an Academy Sports outlet and purchase a deadly weapon like that.
Look what can happen.
Yeah. You could be chasing around your neighbors. You could be injuring congressional staffers.
Yeah.
We can't have it.
This could have been more tragic.
Can't have it.
And then, we could do this all day with the bats, right? Because, I mean, this is the absurdity of the left, man. They never look at the individual. It's never
that.
Never that.
It's never mental illness. It's never the individual. It's never any other circumstance. It's always the gun. So it's got to be the bat. I mean,
got to be. It's the same logic that they use with guns.
And there was just another mass shooting, although this one doesn't necessarily qualify, right, as such.
It's like some weird random thing.
In New Mexico, I don't know, jeez.
Farmington, yeah.
Farmington, New Mexico?
Yeah.
And 3 were shot.
Yeah, 3 were shot and killed.
And so was the assailant.
Yeah.
Really awful.
It's
from a pathead on that topic, I don't know if you all see this, but some food for thought. On the show, you had a clip of RFK Jr. about SSRIs and shootings.
Yeah, the psychiatric
drugs.
drugs.
Something they will not look into. I've read articles about the drug Lupron being used in gender-affirming treatments. Before I had a hysterectomy, they put me on Lupron to put me into a false menopause. I can tell you that Lupron made me angry and mean.
Oh, wow.
It was the worst feeling in all my life. I was on it for only a couple of months because I couldn't handle it. So I can see where meds can be what's causing these mass shootings. Lupron has some wonderful side effects.
Interesting.
Yeah. And it could be the antidepressants. And in some cases, they even tell you on the ads, the antidepressants could make you depressed, could give you suicidal thoughts.
Right.
I mean, it's just bizarre. So could it be that? Yeah, it might contribute to it. I don't know. It's just that we need to look at other causes besides the gun and see if we can figure this out. Because as we mentioned yesterday, in Switzerland, it's Switzerland, right, where you have to own a gun?
Yeah, there was a fact check on that. I guess it's not mandatory that you own a gun there, but it's. I mean, that's a part of the culture there, right? It used to be.
I think it used to be mandatory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
still,
and they have the lowest. What was it? The
homicide rate in the world. Ecuador, that's taken the guns from people, has the highest. Was it Ecuador or Honduras? One of the two.
It doesn't matter, Pat, because all of the population of both countries you just mentioned are
here
in this
now.
Country now. So
they're here now. And welcome to the U.S.
Yep.
We know you came with your family, and
sure.
you're just good family people.
Good family people.
Yeah, you're just going to help out in America and take the jobs that no American will do. They're just we don't have time for that.
Yeah, remember that? We had that racist story from NBC saying, boy, the housing market sure is down because of immigration law. Whoa! Whoa!
They keep stepping in it like that and just keep showing their racist tendencies. I'd like to give a shout out to Rowdy Introvert too, and his patheads.com.
Patheads.com.
He's got all kinds of sound drops from the show. He just added 9 more. Thank you, Rowdy.
He is hard at work.
Some of which we lost because we lost one of our sound machines.
Yeah.
And so it's been very helpful.
You were putting something in, I think, before the show that he had that you had been evaporated from the old one.
Yes.
So thank you for that great resources. So if you ever want to hear some of the fun drops, some of the crazy lines that we've played over the years, patheads.com, go and knock yourself out. It's a lot of fun over there.
Let me tell you about Magic Spoon cereal. It is so great. I think back to what I ate as a child. And as far as breakfast cereals, and it's not that different from what I used to eat as an adult. But man, the Fruit Loops, the Frosted Flakes, all of those kinds of things, they are really recreated and deliciously without all the guilt that you'll feel as an adult for eating these kinds of stuff.
That's amazing.
They're
How
really
cool
something.
Is that?
The variety pack of Magic Spoon cereal comes in 4 different flavors: cocoa, fruity, frosted, and peanut butter. All of them delicious. I highly recommend. This pack has 0 grams of sugar. Unlike, the stuff you ate when you were a kid, which was loaded with nothing but sugar. In fact, I think when you looked on the ingredients, sugar was the very first thing.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely
very first thing listed. So this has 0 grams of sugar, 13 to 14 grams of protein, and 4 to 5 net grams of carbs, only 140 calories a serving. High in protein, keto friendly. It really fits into my new lifestyle of trying to reduce carbs. So go to magicspoon.com/unleashed and get a variety pack and try it today. I think you're really going to love it. I really do. Be sure to use the promo code UNLEASHED at checkout to save $5 off your order. And they're so confident in their product, they're backed with a 100% happiness guarantee. So if you don't like it for any reason, they'll refund your money. Nothing to lose here. Get your next delicious bowl of high-protein cereal at magicspoon.com/unleashed. Use the promo code UNLEASHED to save $5 off.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.
It's nice to see some athletes fighting back against their clubs and their teams, insisting that they promote, the LGBTQIA2+ lifestyle. That's one thing to be tolerant and accepting and loving. It's another to have to promote it. And so 5 Toulouse players have reportedly refused to play against Nantes on Sunday in protest of League One's campaign to combat homophobia. So if they're protesting the effort to combat homophobia, they must be homophobes.
Is it soccer?
Yeah.
Okay.
All fixtures in the French top flight this weekend have been dedicated to the league's initiative against homophobia, with the numbers on the back of players' shirts in rainbow colors.
Mm-hmm.
How wonderful.
Wow, that's good to see.
Isn't that beautiful?
They're taking a stand, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and you're right. You could change a whole league the way the NHL did by one player. Remember that? For the Flyers said, I'm not going to. Before you knew it, players around the league teams were ditching their jersey nights, and the whole league was like, yeah, we're done with that.
So these 5 players just refused. They outright refused to wear the shirts. And, I'm sure they're being vilified in France for it, just like the hockey player was here in the U.S. when he said, look, I'm not going to wear the rainbow shirt. I'm not going to do it. And you shouldn't have to. Why do I have to participate in the gay pride stuff if I don't want to?
You wear it. Don't make me.
Right. If you want to promote the LGBTQIA community, go ahead. But I'm not going to.
Yeah.
That doesn't mean I hate them. That doesn't mean, I'm going to shun anybody or discriminate. It just means I'm not going to promote it.
And we talk about the left is always pushing freedom of choice that only applies to killing babies. Anything else, you don't get a choice. You don't get a choice with what jersey you wear. You don't get a choice if you wear a mask or take the vaccine or fill in the blank. Unless it's kill babies, choice is not a thing with the left.
It's so true. It's so true. So elsewhere, the initiative to combat homophobia, which is also seen captains and managers wear rainbow armbands, it's generally been followed. And it's been taking place for the last 3 years. So they don't understand why these people are taking a stand now. You were fine with it before. I wonder if they just got to a point where they're fed up and they're like, no, I'm not going to do this again. The report goes on to state that the club hopes to convince the 5 players to still play despite their initial objections, but with the game kicking off at 2 o'clock on Sunday, they're running out of time.
Oh.
Okay. So,
good luck.
Just a few players, but it's significant because first of all, it's Europe. Second, it's soccer, and this has been the trend and the wave. We must participate in their lifestyle. We have to. We have to promote them. We have to be proud of them too, just like they're proud of themselves. Okay, well, how about no?
Right. And
how about no?
I'm surprised you didn't mention. It seems like you're moving on from this story without pointing out that today, May 16th, Pat Gray, is the Honor Our LGBT Elders Day.
Honor Our Elders Day already, man. That sneaked right up on us, didn't it? Darn it.
Yeah.
Wow. So I thought, Honor Our Homosexual Elders Day Eve was not till next week.
No. I can't.
Oh, wow.
Now you're digging yourself a hole.
Yeah.
Is what you're doing.
I know. I apologize.
Because you don't even have it memorized when the day is. It comes around on the calendar every year, May 16th, and you're just you're acting like it's not a big deal. Like, I thought it was next week that we honored our gay elders.
We should have our rainbow shirts on today.
Yeah. Okay.
But we don't.
Don't call me. Don't. Now I feel the spotlight on me.
Right.
I don't like it. Oh, boy.
Unbelievable.
Yep, so there you go. Be sure to get out there and celebrate
and
old
celebrate
gay people.
Gay people. Participate and promote. You got to embrace the whole thing. And, in fact, you should probably become homosexual.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Because they're better people than straight people.
There we go. I'm feeling much more comfortable with myself now with the rainbow wheel.
Yeah.
So there we go.
Yeah.
We haven't used this in a while.
We haven't.
We got to get this thing going.
But there's our rainbow colors.
Yeah.
So we got it going on today.
Yeah. Big thanks to Pathead Lily, who provided this for us back in the day.
You don't have a choice in this stuff anymore. And when you do choose something other than what the establishment wants you to do, then you're vilified. And not just in the LGBTQIA2+ stuff. It's also, the vaccination stuff. Don't you dare go against what the establishment is telling you on that. The unvaccinated people are scum, and we all know it. In fact, let's go. Grabian Media put together a little montage so that we can remember some of the stuff we went through.
Okay.
As far as a vaccine.
I love this.
These civilized people, they'll eat each other.
You are the unvaccinated. You are the problem. It is the unvaccinated who are the problem. Period. End of story.
The only people that you can blame
are the
unvaccinated. This isn't shaming. This is the truth. Maybe they should be shamed. Are the unvaccinated.
Right.
It's time to start blaming the unvaccinated folks, not the regular folks.
Anyone you came into contact with will blame you, as will the rest of us who have done the right thing by getting vaccinated.
Because frankly, we know that we can't trust the unvaccinated.
I think it's time to get our moral house in order, Anderson. It's the unvaccinated who are the threat.
All of us vaccinated folks are going to start wearing masks to protect the unvaccinated folks. It's called a Christian value.
You're basically punishing the vaccinated for the sins of the unvaccinated.
People are not behaving honorably. The unvaccinated are basically saying, well, it's open season for me. I can do whatever I want as well.
The unvaccinated are basically beating their breasts, running around the country saying, we don't care, we're living free, and so forth.
And so forth.
but our patience is wearing thin.
The unvaccinated, a group that includes children and people acting like children. And the rest of us are starting to get pissed off.
The vaccinated feel the unvaccinated are making me upset or angry.
This is not about freedom or personal choice.
Well, my freedom is being kind of disturbed here. Screw your freedom.
The other day, Howard Stern weighed in with a much different approach. Take a look.
When are we going to stop putting up with the idiots in this country and just say, it's mandatory to get vaccinated? Their freedom.
But you're treading on our freedom and you're making other people sick, and really you're killing other people.
The anti-vaxxers, they seem to have a thing for death and home remedies.
The anti-maskers turned anti-vaxxers are not just putting their own lives at risk. If that was the issue, we could just say that we can watch them compete to win place or show in the Darwin Awards.
We have to start doing things for the greater good of society and not for idiots who think that they can do their own research. And don't get me started on the lunatics who won't take any of the COVID vaccines.
Life is too short to be an ass. Life is way too short to be ignorant of the promise of something that is helping people worldwide.
Maybe you're doing it because you're disconnected or disorganized. Maybe you have some sympathetic psychological reasons. But maybe you're just being antisocial.
Oh, you can't shame them. You can't call them stupid. You can't call them silly. Yes, they are.
Those who are not vaccinated will end up paying the price.
The unvaccinated should be taxed. They should pay more for health care.
We need to start looking at the choice to remain unvaccinated the same as we look at driving while intoxicated.
We're going to see, and I've said, almost two types of America.
Dr. Fauci said that if hospitals get any more overcrowded, they're going to have to make some very tough choices about who gets an ICU bed. That choice doesn't seem so tough to me. Vaccinated person having a heart attack, yes, come right on in. We'll take care of you. Unvaccinated guy who gobbled horse goo, rest in peace, Wheezy.
Pointing back to the unvaccinated who are really creating a problem in this country, every death that we are seeing from COVID could have been prevented.
Literally, the only people dying are the unvaccinated. And for those of you spreading misinformation, shame on you.
Wow.
That's fun stuff right there, right?
Gosh. So certainly they feel the same way about the death cult that is pro-abortionists. But certainly they feel the same way, right?
Certainly they do.
It's not about your freedom. It's not about your body. It's about the body inside of you. The separate body with separate DNA. How about that body? Nope, that doesn't matter.
As it relates to the COVID vax.
Wow.
Here's a couple of interesting tidbits that Steve Kirsch has recently tweeted out. So the rate of COVID vax deaths are basically 675 times higher than the average annual deaths from the flu vax. So the flu vaccine, I guess it does kill people as well, but the COVID vax kills at a rate of 675 times higher, even though the CDC calls it safe and effective. Another interesting fact here, he just recently talked to a whistleblower who works at a large hospital. He's an executive who sees all the reports. They used to report by vax status, but when it was the majority of the vaxxed who were admitted, they stopped reporting vax status.
And they stopped talking about the fact that it was just the unvaccinated that were responsible for this, because everything they said in that montage turned out to be a lie. Everything was untrue. It wasn't a pandemic of the unvaccinated because the vaccine didn't stop you from getting it.
Have we got an apology from anybody in that montage except for Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah, and he only apologized for talking about screwing your freedom.
Yeah.
He didn't take back the sentiment of it, really, right? He was just like, okay, that was stupid of me to say.
And there's so many. I mean, that was like 3.5 minutes. There's so many that you could have put in there. You could have put in Gene Simmons.
Oh,
you could have been Justin Trudeau.
Right.
You could have gone on and on. You could have put up tweets from celebrities, one after another. And I'm looking forward to the apologies from everybody in that video.
Yeah, well, good luck. Good luck as you look for that. Because
I'll get on the research.
Yeah, you're going to be looking for a long, long time.
Oh, my goodness.
My gosh.
Yep.
All right. Some news about the shooting in Nashville, the trans shooter. apparently the manifesto that the trans person wrote has gone to a judge now.
Yes.
And that judge, I guess, is going to go over it and decide whether or not it can be published, how much of it needed to be redacted.
Correct.
Ugh. Yep. So I suppose if they do release it, it'll be completely redacted, but it doesn't make any sense to me as to why. Why would they have to redact it? I mean, again, if that was a Trump supporter, if that was a MAGA Republican, we would have had the manifesto the day it happened.
Right. And also note that, and I don't think this is inconsequential, that manifesto, before it got in front of the judge, went through the hands of the FBI. But, I'm sure they're good. I mean, they're the law enforcement arm of the nation.
Right.
On the up and up, as we've learned today.
Right. Totally trustworthy.
This is Pat Gray Unleashed.